don't care for it, never used it, but all this stuff here, definitely gonna use. Okay? So let me just run back up front. As soon as we get into the creation of objects, we'll actually get into building things. Okay, dokie. Do I need to keep this like this?
Yeah, just keep it that way.
Okay. Huh. Maybe we'll actually click on it.
I can actually just duplicate whatever you have on the screen there.
Okay.
It's not showing the cursor. I think it's there, it's just not showing.
Does everybody see the there you go. So now you see whatever you see on your screen is what it's going to project.
Okay. Got it. All right. All right, here we go. Game objects. This is where we'll actually start making a game. Going into the components and the windows and stuff like that, we'll get into all that later. Not necessarily. But we'll get into that later. It's not really relevant for what we're doing right now. This is the heart and soul of this. This is where you make all your primitives. Got it? And you have your cubes, your spheres, your capsules, cylinders, your planes, and your quads. Sprite controls is done through a different methodology. It's actually done through asset. I don't ever use Unity to create sprites. Can't stand it. It's horrible. GUI is essentially a menu, a menu, text, 3D text, and all that stuff. I have never touched this stuff. Not here. There's plugins that you can buy or get for free that do a hell of a lot better job than the stuff that comes with it. Directional lights, obviously this stuff is extremely important. Building sunlight, strobe lights, flashlights, all this good stuff is what you need for that. Okay? So you have your primitives. And let's get into primitives. How many hands have everybody's physically following along?
The one thing I don't have to create general on mine.
Well,
Just create others, the same thing.
create others, same thing. Okay? Let's do this. Wherever your create is, let's create a cube. Good. Okay. Simply do that. Well, I'm doing it. Do it again. I'll do another. Delete that, just in case you didn't see. Go to that. Game object, general, sphere. Okay? That's how you create one. Real simple. Game object, cube. Got it? Nothing fancy, no biggie, easy to do. Okay? Okay. For this lesson, we're going to create this cube, and this is going to right-click on this, access the rename. So go to rename, and then call it. Call it floor. Okay? Floor. And you have your position, rotation, scale. If you ever lose anything in Unity, create an object, don't know where it goes, it's off screen, can't find it, zero these out. Your rotation, your position, zero all of this out. Well, zero your position. And this one zero, that's rotation, unless you confuse something that's messed up. Zero out your position, that way it'll snap it back to zero, and then you can move it from there. Okay? Very easy. You get thousands of objects, which some games do, in there, you lose track of it real quick. Okay? So, let's go over these functions right here. That's your grab. Grab tool, grab, your hand. See what I'm doing? I'm grabbing stuff, click, hold, and grab. See that? Everybody try that. It's fun. See that? Ooh. All right. Click on your actual object, which is a cube, or AKA the floor, and then you can achieve that same effect by, you have to have a 3-button mouse most of the time. For you Mac heathens, I don't know what you need to do. I don't use that evil box, so I don't know what you do with it. But for good-natured people that use PCs, you can access the grab tool by pressing down on your mouse button, your right and left mouse button, and it achieves the same effect. Okay? Position, which is this little gizmo up there. Okay, you can reposition the object anywhere. Okay? And watch what happens. Look what's happening in my positional information. It's going up, down as I open. Okay? Simply, what we do here, we want to zero this out. We want to get back to 0. Okay? Rotation is just that. Okay? That's rotation. Okay? By rotating the object in 3D space. And scale makes the object bigger, smaller, bigger, smaller, bigger, smaller. Okay? You can grab each one of these handles and do an individual scale. Okay? Okay? All right. Zero all this out. Not the scale, because if you zero out the scale, you will end up with nothing. You can't see. Scale always needs to be 1. Okay? All right, we're back where we started. So what we're going to do on scale, we're going to scale it to 20 on the X, and then 20 on the Z. Okay? Then we're going to take the floor and do a 0.5. Okay? Groovy. Here we go. That's our floor. Impressive, no? No. Okay.
I have a question.
Good.
That default grid that you see behind that floor before you added anything, that's not a floor.
That's not full. No.
Things will fall right through that.
Yes. That is simply a reference.
It's there just to.
For reference.
Okay. All right.
Okay. The grid is just simply there for reference.
All right.
Okay. Alrighty. We have a floor, and it is infinitely not so impressive. But we need to get it out to about 20. This is our playing field, so to speak. And then we need to drop the position down to negative 1.5. Negative 1. Whoops. Okay? Why did I do that? Because when you add an object to this, a player or humanoid or a building or whatever, I need it to be at 0. I need the floor to be just below 0. Okay? So that the object and the floor don't intersect. And I want that to happen. Because when that happens, the object won't move. If it intersects with the floor, the object will fall through the floor, or it'll get stuck in the floor. And if we sit there going, why is it moving? Why is it moving? You have to make sure that it's slightly below the object. Okay? This is technically what's called your 0 floor. Okay? Alright. So we've made our playing field. And for housekeeping's sake, I already know which folders we're going to need. So we're going to create some folders. And pretty much no matter how complicated or how big or how awesome the game is, you're always going to need these 4 folders. And they are as follows. Oops. Butterfingers. Get lost one. They are materia. Or materials. Didn't have the kneecaps. Objects. Models are meshes. Some people call them models meshes, but objects. Right click here, go to create, folder, levels. Okay. And I'm getting old. My birthday's this week. My God. Jim. Scripts! Jesus. Scripts. Brain fart. Okay, pretty much any game you create, no matter how complicated, I mean, how big, you know, how whatever, you're gonna have these folders. You can have a lot more than these, but these are the basic folders you always have. Materials, which could contain textures or things that you actually apply to the surface colors. So that's what materials are. Objects are your actual objects. Your guns, your buildings, your planes, your monsters, that's your objects. Other folders you may end up with animations, subscripts, stuff like that. But these first four, always gonna have that. So, let's do a quick material. So let me show you how to do that. Click on material, go to create, and then go to material here, and create a little material. This is your little color chip. Okay? Click on it, you should get a color palette. There it is. I hate this little thing in my phone. The ground will be an obvious green. Indeed. There you go. Green. Okay, close it. You don't have to hit enter or anything, just close it. And click on this. And there we go. And change this to floor. Okay? Got that? And you drag this. Let me know if I'm going too fast. I've done this 10 times. I have a tendency to go pretty quickly. Drag it onto the floor. Look. Ooh, there's a green. That's all kinds of awesome. It gets back. Okay, you got a nice green floor. Now this floor could be trees, grass, water, whatever. Materials can be whatever you want. You go out to Google Images and get a nice ground or a nice bunch of rocks. Doesn't really matter. But for this demonstration purposes, we're just going to use a nice color. Okay? And it's going to be green. Okay? Let's look at the attributes of this floor or this cube. Box collider. Okay? All this is new. This edit collider thing wasn't there a year ago. Using it as, well, which we will not get into here. Using this as a trigger. You can actually create certain objects, and when you run into them, it triggers an event. It triggers an explosion. It triggers a sound. It triggers a different level. It triggers blah, blah, blah. When you check that box, it turns it into a trigger. Okay? Materials that aren't, I guess, PNGs or tag, don't register as materials in this box. Don't worry about that. When you have complicated materials or full in shaders, they'll register. Okay? Mesh render. What does that do? If the mesh renderer isn't on, you can't see the mesh. On, off, on, off. You can still interact with the mesh, you just can't see it. The floor is still there, but you can't see it.
Would you be able to do a proximity between an object or two objects?
Yes. I do not recommend doing that through code in Unity. I recommend you spend $5 and buy an asset that is designed for interactive proximity triggers or on-click functions. I don't recommend you go through, what is it, 21 lines of code to make that. It's ridiculous. And you can spend $3 to $5 and just get it. Customize it, do whatever the heck you want. Okay? I don't recommend that, but yes, you can do that for proximity or on-click functionality. Okay, let's make the play. Go back in the game objects, create general, another cube. There he is. Pull him up. Make sure you pull him up to the floor. Okay? Make sure. Where's my floor? All right, I guess. You want your player just slightly above, let's say, you don't have to be this accurate. You don't have to be, really. I'm just nitpicking. Slightly above the floor so you can see him drop where it needs to be.
How do you change your perspective on that view? So if you wanted to see it a little more.
Okay, hold down your Alt key, and then hold down your left mouse button, and pull and drag. Flesh. So what I'm doing there, hold down your Alt, then you drag. Okay? Again, don't know what Mac people do. If don't know, don't care. All right. So you got your player in. We need to create a material for the player. So again, go here, create material. Call it player. What is it? Go to the color chip. I think my player was blue. Last time, yeah, blue. Bluish. Close it up. And drag your player material right onto the box. Or you can drag it onto it over here and release. Rename it player. Ta-da! Okay, there's your player. Now watch what happens when I go into play mode. This is play mode. Play, pause, and advance to the next level. So I'm going to hit play. Watch what happens. Nothing. Just sits there in space and does nothing, mocking you. Okay? Nothing. How awful. First of all, it's too dark. You need to put a light in the scene. Let's do this. Game object, create, general, and directional light. So let's go back to the game view. See, now it's a little bright. Okay? Everybody see the difference? What it was and what it is? It's actually a little too bright. It should be 0.2. Good job there. Yeah, 0.3. Get out there. Okay? And by the way, if you ever want, are we all noticing every time I click, whoops, every time I click on one of these, I get something, the attributes in the inspector. We got that? Pretty easy, right? Okay. We have our player. Twirl these up, because it needs some real estate. Okay. And then to get the player to actually do something other than sit there like a lump, you have to add a component. You have to add, let me explain this. In 3D animation programs, and video game programs such as this, it knows nothing about the physical world. You have to tell it what has gravity, what reacts to wind, what reacts to water, whether or not the splash when it hits water, just gliding unnaturally. You have to tell it everything. If you don't tell it everything, it will not know what to do. Okay? Some engines like Cry and Unreal have a lot of stuff built in. Okay? Unity does not. Unity has to be told every function that you want the player, bad guy, the environment, the universe, you have to basically tell. Okay? All right. So, for this to not act like a lump, you have to have physical gravity to it. You have to tell it to react to gravity. You have to tell it to react to solids. Okay? Voila. Go to click on your component, add component, go to physics, rigid body. By the way, folks, I'm doing this the hard way. I have about 9 plugins that get this done in about 4 minutes and a half. What we're doing for 2 hours, literally in about 4 to 10 minutes, I can get it done with a couple of plugins. But, because you guys don't want to spend $4,637 on plugins in the Unity store, as I have done for the last year and a half, we'll teach you how to do it this way. So, here we go. Much better to learn it this way than me. Rigid body. Now watch what happens when I go into game mode. It drops to the floor. Amazing.
So rigid body is gravity.
It applies physics to
Okay.
an object. Not just gravity, but physics. Without rigid body, you can walk through it. Without rigid bodies, you can't interact with it in any way. Okay? Doing something simple. Doing something more complex, there's a lot of different things you have to go through to make that work. But keeping it simple. Okay. You can adjust your mass, how heavy it is, how much drag it has on it, so when it moves, does it slide across the floor like a drunken ice skater? Or does it stop? Like it's supposed to. You can use gravity, not use gravity. Some situations you want to use gravity. Some situations you don't. If you got a 2D game, you don't necessarily want to use gravity because you can use 2D rigid body, which means it doesn't react to your Y going down, being pulled down. It will react to only X and Z. Well, X. Right? Nerd now. Never mind. Okay. So now you got your player falling on the ground. Woo! Okay. Make sure I added that. Come on. Okay. Now what we need to do, get into a bit of, well, let's create an enemy. Here, create another cube. If you lose something, make sure, first of all, that you're in the right place. Okay? If you'll never see it here, you'll only see it here in your scene. Is your enemy? Reposition. Doesn't matter because the enemy's going to be on patrol. He's going to move around. He doesn't have to be in 0 position because he's going to move around all over the field hunting. Okay? So, pull him anyway. Rename him enemy. Okay? And as before, create a material. Red, I believe. Drag, well, rename the material. And, oh, that's it. And drag the material onto the enemy. Okay. Everybody got something that looks like that? Got it? Hands up anybody who doesn't have it. Cool. All right, moving on. Got it. Time for us to get a bit of code. Anyway, before we go any further, let's save the scene. See, call it level 1. drag the level 1 inside the level folder like that. Everybody got that? Good? You all good? Okay. Alrighty. Let's do this thing. Alright. We need to go ahead and create a script to get our player moving.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Is your laptop going to die? You lose that?
Well, is this?
Yeah, you saved it. You're going to run out of battery juice. Get that project, that scene back you just saved.
Actually, what Unity does, it automatically saves this as you go along. You really don't have to hit it. It's a good idea to actually do that, though, in case you crash or your system dies. Unity will auto-save. I think every 2 minutes or whatever, it will update your project. So, but the thing is, if you lose your system and you're not saving externally, you have a problem. That is very good about auto-saving.
Are you going to have to transfer that one back to that one when you're...
Probably. Actually, you know what? This is already back there. Matter of fact, tell you what, let's all take about a 3 minute so I can go ahead and move back there because we're about to get into making the script on this game. Okay? 3 minutes.